Hey everyone, it is Dave Allred, the real barman from barpatrol.net. Today we're talking about profit loss statements, analyzing it, looking for areas to improve. Maybe you're unsure. I'm here to help. We're going to walk you through one. You know, the biggest difference between businesses that are successful and ones that aren't are how closely they look at the numbers. If you're not looking at the numbers closely, you need to do it. We need to move the needle. We're not just here to go through the motions. I'm talking Richter scale, get that needle moving all the way to the right to the full indicator. Maybe you're down here at the empty indicator. We got to get you moving. I know it can be a little bit intimidating if you haven't done it before. Looking at the profit loss statement, you didn't expect to be an accountant. You just wanted to own a bar or manage a bar, but it's okay. That's what I'm here for. So right now we're going to go check it out and look for all the areas in your bar or restaurant that you can improve on. All right, let's go. Okay, here we are online checking out the profit loss statements. I have two side by side here. I have a summary sheet over here and I have the Excel template over here. You can actually use this. I will talk about that in a second. I can send this to you if you email me and use this whole package. I also have the industry standards so you can measure your profit loss against what the industry standards are. So make sure you're doing a profit loss. I know I've been preachy about that, but you need to make sure you're taking your inventories, you're entering your purchases, you're tracking all that, and then at the end of each month and each year, do a profit loss statement, because this is a tool that can really show your management team where you're losing money when you compare it to what it should be. And then you can improve those areas and then profit goes up. So it is a very powerful tool to do, so make sure you're doing it. And you should be able to get all these numbers from your POS, all of your sales numbers. We use Bar Patrol app to take all the inventories and enter the invoices, and then you have all the wholesale amounts to enter for your Cogs, cost of goods sold, which I'm going to talk about right here. So here we go. Profit loss, I'm going to break it down from the top, assuming you don't know a ton about it. It's not that hard once you get it going. You just have to be able to know how to read the numbers and what the industry standards should be. So these match pretty much, although I have a little bit more information over here, a little more detail on how it's broken down. And then we have some prime costs, and these numbers in green are the industry averages. So now let's talk about it really quick. First thing you need to do is you can just plug your numbers into this template. It's really awesome. Is go to your POS system. This is the month ending of May for the Boardwalk Bar and Grill, and just enter your numbers. Enter their food sales. We break down bar sales by wine, liquor, and beer instead of just all at once, and you can really see what's going on. We recommend this. If you're just doing bar and lumping it all together, it's better than nothing, but I recommend breaking it down by each one. So you just enter your sales for each one. It'll figure out your percentage of sales over here. This bar sells t-shirts, so they have some retail in here. You'll notice down in the cost of goods sold, they don't have any retail here because they bought the shirts a while ago and they didn't spend any of that money in May. So enter all your numbers. Total sales for the month of May, $111,982.74. So that's your total sales. Very simple. Next thing you need to do is enter your cost of goods sold. That's what Cogs stands for. Basically, it's just what you purchased. That's all Cogs are. So for the month of May, they purchased $17,000 of food, $3,500 in wine, and so on and so forth. And we have soft drinks here. This bar keeps it separate, so you don't have to worry about that, but we have a spot for it. So their total cost of goods sold are $34,000. That makes their gross profit $77,000. You subtract the 34 from here, it does it for you, but that's how you get your gross profit, is total sales minus your COGS. And then it tells you your percentage of gross profit right there. Moving down, you next need to enter your labor cost. All the salaries, all your employee wages, your taxes, your benefits, any miscellaneous taxes, they all go in here to get your total labor cost. Once you have that, we're moving on to prime cost. A lot of people ask me, how do you figure prime cost? What the hell is prime cost? Prime cost is nothing more than your total COGS plus your total labor. Okay, and you get that number and you divide it by your total sales. And you get this 66.03%. So that's simply how you get it. And if we know this number, we can know where we can try to improve. So on the summary over here, I have this prime cost in red because it's important. This normally doesn't show up on a P&L like this, but I have it here so you can see the 73,000. This is the industry average, about 60 to 65%, so they could get this down 5% and make a lot more profit. So just in their payroll and their food costs and what they're buying. If they start controlling that, they can do a lot better. And you can also see the industry average on liquor, beer, wine, and food. What it should be, you can compare it. You can see their food costs is, I'm sorry, their wine cost is really high. Wine runs high, but it shouldn't run this high. And same thing with all their other ones. They're all running a little bit high, so they could reduce that and save a lot of money. So you can see how powerful this is and what they should be doing. So let's talk about controllable expenses, which normally don't show up on P&Ls unless you label it that way. On the template here, we just have operating expenses because this is how a normal P&L works. You can see we break it down a little more detail right here. But your controllable expenses include your operating, which is $16,396, plus your payroll. So plus this number. So that's your total controllable expenses, basically everything that it takes to operate your bar or restaurant. Non-controllable expenses are all of your occupancy and interest and depreciation. We can't control any of that, but we can control all of this. So we want to know what that number is. How much are we spending on controllable expenses? And that's where you see this $56,000 number down here. You don't see it over here. We have it broken up in two different spots. But you need to know your total controllable expenses, and then your controllable profit is very important too. How much money do we have left over before occupancy? They're at 19.33%. This number is not written in stone, but in my opinion, 25% is a good number to get to. 30 is even better, obviously. We need to get that number up to 25 to have a chance to make any money at the end of the month. They still made money here, but not very much at 19.33. And now we come to the occupancy, and we break it down a little bit more right here, but it's your rent, your taxes, your insurance, other and taxes, and total occupancy at the Boardwalk Grill is 14,500, and it's 12.97%, and you can see the industry average is 7 to 9%. So they're a little high on this. So when you go to open a place, if you haven't already and you're thinking about it, you need to look and find out how much your occupancy is going to be based on sales. Sometimes that's hard to predict, and try to get it into this number because this is running high. This is 13%. They are running, 6 to 8%. I'm sorry, 4 to 6% too high. Okay, so get that number down. Then we come down here with interest, depreciation, and we'll go back to this main spreadsheet. And the net profit is $3,090 for the month of May. Not too hot. It's 2.76% total profit. The industry average is 3 to 6%. So it's nice if we can get that number up to 5 or 6%. And you can see a lot of areas compared to the industry average of where this place can improve. Little numbers add up. When you're talking about, $111,000, 5% can make quite a difference. So you really got to look at that because you can make an extra. Let me get my calculator. An extra $5,600 if you change 5% just for 1 month. You multiply that times 12, and you end up making another $67,000 per year because you cut 5 percentage points off. So this is the power of profit loss. Make sure you're doing it. Again, email me at dave@therealbarman.com. I will send you all the industry averages. I will also talk about sales per square foot, sales per seat, the importance of that, and I'll send you this blank template, and you can just fill in all your numbers and do your profit loss. So that's it, profit loss. Make sure you're doing it. I am Dave, the Real Barman from barpatrol.net. I'm out. Have a good one.